Hello and welcome to part 1 of this playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. So I decided to just skip the intro and get ahead and go ahead with starting the game, creating my character, all of that shenanigans. Let me just pick up this item over here that's pretty decent. It's kind of rare, a rusted coin to be honest. So I'm going to be starting off as a warrior, but if you want to do the best that you can, then I probably recommend the knight instead. The knight has the best armor, one of the best weapons, and just overall the highest survivability. But I'm doing this primarily so that I can showcase a few different builds and a few different playstyles. I'm gonna be using a little bit of magic as support, but I'm gonna be like a warrior type character, if you want to call it that. Like a melee character. That's what I find most fun about Souls games. However, I absolutely adore having magic as like support, weapon buffs and things like that. You'll see. I always create my character the same way, and I always like to pick the slimmest body type because it looks the best with the most amount of armor sets, or with the majority, I would say, all of them probably. So, going over the starting gifts, right? The life ring you get really early on, so there's no point in really picking it. Human effigy, it's a consumable, not that great if you're having trouble with dying a lot, and one extra effigy is not really gonna do anything for you. Healing wares is probably the best item here for new players, or if you're struggling with the game. Homeward Bone is not necessary. You get like 9 just in Majula, so that's not really necessary. Seed of the Tree of Giants is a good item. It when you consume it, if someone invades you, the enemies will attack them as well as you, so it's really nice for like messing with invaders. Bonfire Ascetic is something that increases the intensity of bonfires to basically to New Game Plus. It's good for like farming items and enemies and stuff like that. Petrified Something is what I'm gonna start off with. You trade it with the crows for the chance of getting like a random item. So like I said, I'm gonna do the warrior, but the knight is the best one. He has the best armor, one of the best weapons. I think that poise is better than defense when you're playing PvE, and the knight is the only character that has armor that has poise on it. So overall, the knight is just the best. Swordsman starts off with decent weapons, but just keep in mind that this character has very low health, vigor, so you could potentially die quite easily. His weapons are +1 though, so you're sort of like a glass cannon. The bandit, decent overall weapon and armor and stuff like that. Also has a bow for like early long range kills. Cleric is a character that you can use for like healing. He gets 3 heal miracles, which can be decent because early on you don't have that many Estus flasks for yourself. The mace is also a very good weapon, but he has very low endurance. Sorcerer is the caster of this game. One thing I'll say though, if you want to use him, try to put the staff in your left hand and the weapon in the right. That's the best way to go about it. This is like a jack of all trades. He gets a little bit of everything. Not the best like fighter stats, however. And the Deprived is like a challenge type character. I mean, you start off with nothing. This guy has like decent items, so you can unlock maybe new areas a little bit quicker, but he's more so for like experienced players.
All people come.
So let me go to up here. Up here you get like an effigy immediately, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fight a troll. Now, if you started off with the warrior, I probably recommend going to Majula first and getting the Morning Star, because that's a weapon you don't really have to fight anything. to get. That's why the broken straight sword of the warrior is sort of irrelevant, because everyone can start off with the Morning Star pretty much. Sup, you big bully. You want to like bait this enemy to sit down over and over again. And when he sits down, he does do damage, so be careful of that. But the broken straight sword has fairly decent, or like it doesn't consume a lot of stamina for some odd reason. I don't know why. It weighs 2 units, right? Which is the same as like the short sword. But it has that special ability. It is a very terrible weapon though, so you know. Right, so after you kill him, you get the stone ring. That takes a lot long. It takes so long with this character. I'm not gonna put on the stone ring for now because everything that I'm gonna fight early on, I will be able to stagger regardless of whether or not I have the stone ring. So there's no point. You can return to this Firekeeper if you want to reallocate your stats. Once you get a soul vessel, that's like a mid to late game type of thing. Let me just rest. I do have life gems, but whatever. So these sconces here, or braziers, something does happen if you light them all up, but I don't have the required item to be able to light all of them up yet. These guys are like practice enemies. They only give you 30 souls. You know what? Maybe the broken straight sword is the way it is, so that... Yeah, that's an area I can access right there. So that you can use it for power stancing, because power stancing early on is kind of tough because you consume a lot of stamina. That's one of the reasons that I don't find it extremely useful early in the game. But these things require 2 strength and 3 dex, and they also consume very low amount of stamina. Also, there's an area coming up that has 2 broken straight swords like right next to each other. So maybe, you know, they sort of did that to allow you to... That was added with Scholar, I'm pretty sure. Maybe they did that to allow you to be able to power stance willy-nilly. As like a trier. It's not... It's still not worth it, not with these weapons, but you can see how it feels. That guy's coming after me. We're gonna run away from him. We're not gonna... I'm kidding. Right. So here we got the crows. By the way, these rocks here allow you to move camera. Are you kidding me? Allow you to or like you know, show you what you can do in the game, how you can use the different things. Give me something good. Amber herb. Hey, that is something good. Holy smokes. That's not bad at all. I will require a minimum of 25 strength, but you know, once I get it, damn. It's gonna be one of the better boss weapons to use against bosses in the beginning. That's ridiculous. Alright. So, yeah, this is sort of like the tutorial area. Wield weapon with 2 hands, yeah. These hollows here, I think they have 1 in every stat, because they attack a little slower, which is something you do when you don't have the stats to use a weapon, you know. And this broken straight sword, like I said, only requires 2 and 3 in strength and dex. So maybe they have all stats in 1. I think when you start off your character before you create it, you also have all your stats at 1, which is not possible. Even if you start off with the deprived, your stats will be 6 across the board. So that's something. Alright. Cracked red eye orb, that can be pretty fun in the beginning of the game. To invade some unsuspecting players. That's the reason I can't continue with the rest of the level. That guy requires a fragrant branch of yore, which I don't have. That's a very rare item, which you should use with great thrift. Like Chloanne says. So yeah, we will return to this area though, however. For now, we'll leave it behind. I don't understand how people are dying here. I don't know where these bloods... I mean, either they're being chased by enemies back there, or they're being chased by the pigs. Because I don't get it. You can't get invaded here. How are there always bloodstained here? Or the... Wait, hang on. Maybe they are using the... Yeah, they're using the katana. Wait, I can't see that guy. No, he's fighting something. No. Never mind, he's using the katana. The Bewitch along great. That's like, the community is great. They're putting those bloodstains there to to scare new players. To think that there's something ahead or some sort of danger, or that the game is really difficult, or yeah. But there's a weapon in this game, a katana, a really long katana, that you can stab yourself with it and like steal your own essence to sort of buff it for like 30 seconds or whatever. But that takes a little bit of your health away. So that's possibly what these guys, or that's what these guys are doing. That's cruel. But I mean, you are playing a Souls game, so what do you expect, you know? Sup, Lenny? It's Lenny Grass right there. That's my main G. I'm kidding, he's alright. Maul, and I won't be talking to all the NPCs yet. You know, this game is pretty old. I don't want to spend too long doing that. Kind of want to get to the action really quickly. I was thinking of getting to Cardinal Tower if I could here. In the first episode. Good-dunk. So that allows you to start off with 2. Most people do know about that one though. And another life gem. Up here, you have the Champions Covenant. The first time I played this game, I did start off with the Warrior. I think it's because he had a shield, I don't remember. And I didn't know about two-handing your weapon or anything like that. It was my first Souls game. I joined the Champions Covenant and I went to Hades Tower of Flame with this broken straight sword. Didn't know about the Morning Star or anything. I got my ass handed to me. So bad. I had to restart the game and look up because I couldn't find the way to the Forest of Fallen Giants. That all of this was unfamiliar to me. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I struggled very, very much in the beginning of the game. Well, the first time I played this game. Whoopsie daisy. Alright, I'm not going to talk to Solden either, but you can do that, and he gives you a blue seal, I think is what it's called, which increases your health very slightly. It's like a life ring, a little bit worse than a life ring. But yeah, that's it's also a covenant ring, so you cannot drop it. This chest in New Game Plus is a mimic. That's why I have bloodstains here. I don't know why though. Yeah, there you go. People are people are attacking it. I mean, it's kind of cruel that they do that. Dude, you reckon? Hang on, I have the Morning Star. I think the Morning Star is gonna do more damage than this thing. Even though I can't use it, let's see how much it does. It says 125, but of course it's gonna cost me my entire stamina bar, which means I won't be able to roll. But this thing is pretty fun. If I wanted to try hard, I probably should get 25 strength so that I can wield it quickly and just one bomb everybody. All the bosses are gonna be trivial. Look at all the bloodstain. What is going on? What the heck? Beware of behind. No, there's nothing behind you. Oh, they're getting probably trapped by the ogre. Skadoosh. No, it's not good enough. I was thinking of using it against the troll, because if I still did like 200 damage or something, that'd be pretty neat. But no. He's probably calming that guy. What was that? I want to kill these guys before... That guy's optional, by the way. Don't get too close to him, and it is slightly based on RNG. Sometimes he spots you regardless. I will fight him, I just... there's a bonfire right there, but I'm not going to get it. I'm just clearing out the enemies first. Hey, fatty. Hey, one-eyed fatty. He looks like he's wearing armor. This guy, that attack is Why he didn't like that one bit, didn't he? If he grabs me, he will kill me instantly. Whoa. So, when he falls over, he does do damage. And like I showed you previously with the guy in the tutorial, or like in Things Betwixt, you want to bait him to sit down, but he tends to sit towards a wall because he doesn't want you to continuously do that to him. Alright, come on. I'm not gonna get that bonfire yet because or I'm not gonna get it at all, because there are 4 bonfires here in the Forest of Fallen Giants, and 3 of them you're gonna return to at some point. However, that one I'll never return to. But you know, it could bite me in the buttocks if I get killed, because then I'm gonna have to return from Majula. And it still has a small ways to go to Cardinal Tower. Not to mention that there are a lot of these buggers. I try to confuse the sword and shield guy. That's why I did what I did. He's the most dangerous one, that one. Right, there we go. Hey, throwing knives, cool. I will get some more though, but throwing knives are really good in the beginning. And that's something I do like to get from these guys. There's one guy up there. He is guarding the throwing knives. I just wanted to get him down because I'm gonna have to jump across. And it just messes everything up because he wakes up right before you're about to jump across, and then he comes down here, and then he goes up the ladder and comes up behind you. You don't know when he's gonna get to you. It's just annoying. So basically that was the better way to do it. So all of these enemies here, all of them, wake the heck up. They're not dead. And another ambush right here. Which pants look better? I don't know. These are skinny jeans. These are slim fit skinny jeans. I do like the fact that these ones have like wow, like knee pads. But yeah, I don't want to put on the armor. I think it will slow me down too much. This still keeps me under 30%, which is, you know, all right. I guess I could be 42. Yeah, no, 41. No, I'm not accepting that. Let's see. This way 1.1, 3.8, 3.6. Would this work? No. And this is also very heavy. The imported tunic, I don't know why. This would. Okay, like this. No, 40.3. So the entire imported tunic armor. But it doesn't look too good without the hood on. That's what you really want to have on though. Alright, let's do this. What if I do that? What does that do me? 40.7 damage, Craig. No, okay, so it has to be this way then. Yeah, it doesn't look too good without the stuff on. You just look raggedy. I don't like to use armor too much for the sake of defense. I use it if it looks cool, or if it's gonna benefit me in other things other than defense, poise, or just like if it's like an armor that has special properties or whatever. I just picked up the short sword. Let's equip that. Most of these guys that wake up are sword and shield users. And they are the hardest ones. But, oh yeah, this puts me over the edge, doesn't it? Okay, let's wake them all up then. What you gonna do about it? Yeah, they love starting off with that stab attack. It is so difficult to do anything about. Because it comes out really quickly. You don't want to overly rely on lock-on. I'm using it to like switch my character around. But I lock on and off. I snap lock on and off. That's a thing, okay? And you want to just keep them all in front of you as best you can. You don't want to get cornered. Ah, there you go. What? Say something to me? That guy right there, look at who's running. He's actually blocking, so if I attack him, he's gonna turtle stab me. It's not very easy to see that he's blocking, so, you know, people attack him and then do barely any damage, and then he comes up and flipping stun locks them. Which, if you have a lot of enemies chasing, you could potentially die. These guys don't do a lot of damage, but that's why they have so many of them, you know, to try and trick you that way. Let's see, let's do that. So, here we go. Power stancing. Yeah! I only hit him with one weapon. Like I mentioned, I don't think power stancing is worth it, stamina to damage ratio. I'll check it out a little bit better when I get to a better position than where I am right now. Oh my god, I had to change my direction of attack there to hit them both. But the ones with weapons, by the way, the ones with weapons have an attack that they bite you. They have a grab attack where they bite you, but it's really rare. Yeah, those enemies are not the toughest one though. Oh, no more stamina. That pushes them back significantly though, that's not bad. Throwing knives, nice. And I have 13, that's good. The best thing you can get from these guys are the foot soldier sword and throwing knives, in my opinion. Wow, that double attack comes out really quickly after you do the, no. Hit me. There is an archer behind me, which I kind of have to keep moving. Skadunk. This guy tends to throw a firebomb at you when you're approaching him, which is treason. Yeah, they come out really quickly. The power stanced attack come out really quickly after you've done an R1. That guy right there. Here's the buckler. You can use the buckler to practice parrying even if you don't have the stats to use it. It's 13 dexterity. Alright, so let's try it against this guy. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attack him with, I actually need the bonfire because he's gonna die. This weapon does not receive counter damage, right? So we don't need to worry about that. 57 damage is what I did to him, right? 57 with with holding my weapons in both of my hands, right? And let's see how much I do with a power stance. However, you need to keep in mind always the amount of stamina you consume. So I consume about twice as much, but I don't do twice the damage, which right off the bat is not good. Now you could do the whole 1-2, but one thing, and I think this applies to power stance as well. Let me actually see this here. So I was doing. No, I need to test that with one hand. I'm just thinking out loud. Alright, so this does 47, right? Which means that if I power stance, I should do 47 times 2, which is like 92 or something, 94. I don't know. But basically, I don't, right? Your left-hand weapon, if I just, hang on. Let's do this. So remember I did 57. I do 45. Remember I did 57 with my right hand, I do 45 with my left. Your left hand is weaker than your right. The the hands are mirrored, so you can do the same attacks. It works like that, but you always want to use your most effective weapon in your right hand, because that's the hand that you're going to be able to backstab with, and that's also the hand that you're going to be able to do the most damage with. So that's something that's probably taken into account with power stancing. But still, 45 plus 57, or plus, I need to see how much I did with the one hand. Hang on a minute. The power stance mechanic, I don't see how the numbers add up for it to be beneficial, you know. This is my test dummy over here. When you hit with both weapons, I would imagine that you would do the same amount of damage left and right, right? 47. Yeah, you do slightly less with this weapon, but that's because the damage on it to begin with is very low. But you don't really do 47 plus 45, right? Which is what you would think that you would do when you attack with both weapons. But no, you don't. Oh, I was wait. I'm doing it wrong. I was two-handing my left hand. I need to one-hand my left hand, as well as my right hand. So I need to do this. 1, 2... let's see. This is 47. Oops. And this is 37. Okay. But you still don't do those two numbers combined when you do that, do you? I need to calculate that. I'm not that good at math. Basically, power stancing is not that worth it. Not to mention that the stamina consumption is is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Much more than when you do this, when you two-hand your weapon. Let's talk to Melintia a little bit. She tells you basically the lore of the game.
It's high time that I'm up about.
Right, she moves to Majula, and you can do her things with her there. The hand axe you get above her, so you don't need to worry about that for now. And the club, now, a lot of players like to focus on scaling early on, but I don't think that that's a good idea, because early on, you don't have a lot of strength and dex to make the scaling of a weapon be worth it. So, in my opinion, you should have weapons that have high base damage, which the club doesn't. In order for the club to catch up to something like the craftsman's hammer, you're gonna have to have a very high strength and dex, and I don't even know if it ever does, actually. Because both weapons are very similar. They're both strength weapons, and they're both strike weapons. But yeah, I'm gonna get this thing. I'm gonna get this key, and I'm gonna get a bomb. I will show you a little bit which weapon I actually think is the best in the game. It's the craftsman's hammer, but I'll compare it slightly to other weapons so that you can see why I think so. Alright, in here there's a lizard. If you don't happen to get this lizard, don't worry too much about it, because you get the hand axe in here, and that's a very decent weapon to... Plus the door will be broken down. That's a very decent weapon to catch lizard. If you one-handed and you do a running attack, and then you do a R2 attack, you hit down twice, which is really good. Alright. Whoa. Hit the wall. That guy loves doing that attack. The quickest one they have. Most of those guys with the sword, or the guys that are like laying down, you ideally want to kill them when you start attacking them, right? You want to kill them and not hit a wall or anything. They're always next to walls, which is strategically that way. But you always want to kill them, because when they stand up, they always do their quickest attack to try and mock you up. Whoa, I didn't mean to lock onto him. Or like, keep locked onto him. That guy, or that descending attack almost never works, so I'm not going to bother with it. Locks me in animation for a minute. Whoops, ran out of stamina. Couldn't make the jump. Below me is another enemy. Get away from me. Let's use the short sword here. It's a little bit quicker, and I think it also consumes less stamina. Oh, that's a 5-hit combo. 1, 2, ah. I ain't got time to wait for you. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna heal here in case I mock up this jump. But I like to get these items here. Yeah, you know, enemies, if you don't clear out the courtyard outside, there are some enemies that are gonna follow you down here. Usually two, but I did kill some, I don't know. That's Sally right there. She usually only hits you with the first fireball, and then you can rush the door after the first one has, like, hit. Alright, let's wait for the thing. Do it. Do it. Fire longsword is really good. Switch it out immediately. But these guys you want to use the mace against. God damn it. I don't have stamina. Sometimes you just gotta accept your fate. The fate of the cursed. 3 weapons I do find a little bit too much, especially when you have to switch between them a lot in combat. Now let's get this guy back here. That's right. I always just skip this guy. But if you... I want to have 3 weapons because there are 3 types of enemies here that are gonna be better or worse depending on which one I'm fighting. The dagger I'm gonna use for critical attacks, like backstabs and stuff. So, yeah, that back there was the foot soldier shield. It's really bad. I think it has 55 defense to magic, but besides that, it's nothing. You're better off using the small leather shield, and it also weighs less. So, I think that, yeah, that's it for now, though. I'm gonna do the rest of the level in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.